Hi everyone, my name is Emily. I'm a principal here at Aravina. I've been working in recruitment for, 7 years. I actually started my career recruiting school leavers and graduates. So yeah, all of the stuff that's put together today hopefully is quite helpful as well. So just wanted to do a quick kind of high level on some of the facts and figures and why LinkedIn should be kind of integral to looking for a job or even just researching the sorts of jobs that you might want to do. So, approximately 52 million people search for jobs on LinkedIn every week across the globe. 8 people get hired every minute from LinkedIn. And since COVID, LinkedIn have actually added a little image that you'll probably see as you start to use LinkedIn, where people will say, LinkedIn helped me get this job. So they are very kind of vocal and make it very clear that they are a very successful hiring platform as well as a social networking platform. So again, as you can see from that next stat, there was an 88% increase in hires through LinkedIn in 2022. And part of that was a result of the pandemic. So 57% of job seekers use LinkedIn as a tool. And 101 job seekers submit an application on LinkedIn every second. LinkedIn has done some really useful built some really useful digital tools when you are applying for jobs. So we'll have a look in a minute at a kind of live version, but you can pre-upload your CV. You can create a CV from LinkedIn that basically just enables you to apply for jobs on LinkedIn with a click of a button. And as Lucy said earlier, we here and in all kind of search and recruitment firms use LinkedIn pretty much every day to be part of our process around vetting, hiring, and researching candidates. I don't think Charles and Gemma would probably agree. I think if we couldn't do our jobs, or we wouldn't be able to do our jobs in LinkedIn, we probably wouldn't do this if we didn't have access to LinkedIn. So yeah, just a few things around kind of job searching, and actually, like I said, we'll go through a live version in a second. One of the big things around searching for a job is your location. A lot of jobs on LinkedIn don't actually put a location. So one kind of key tip, if you are searching for jobs on LinkedIn, don't always limit yourself to just, okay, I live in London, I'm going to search for jobs in London, because a lot of jobs may well be able to be done remotely, or it might be that a business is hiring 8 or 9 people across the UK, and so they might not put a location. So if you filter jobs by location, you will only get the jobs that are kind of advertised as being based in those places. So really useful tip. Yeah, mix up your search parameters. One of the kind of most confusing things for us in the industry is someone in one job will describe themselves as a sales manager, and someone will do exactly the same job in another company and they'll call themselves an account manager. So it's really important to be creative around the way that you search for jobs, the words you use, the companies you're looking at, etc. And in fact, instead of going through the next 2 bullet points, I'm just going to go through a live version. I'm just going to share my screen. Fantastic. So this is just going to be a quick kind of run through of the tools, tips, tricks, ways that you can search for jobs and make your kind of job application process on LinkedIn kind of quicker and easier. So your homepage on LinkedIn will look like this when you log in. So yeah, it will look like this. Up here is your kind of main toolbar, and right in the middle you'll see jobs. So if you click on jobs, this is your kind of job searching homepage on LinkedIn. So you can see here, these are my recent job searches. This is kind of part of having a premium LinkedIn, so ignore this bottom box here. On the left is a really, really useful toolbar, and I would recommend everyone has a look at some of the kind of tips and tricks here. As I said earlier, there is actually a resume builder here, so you can click on it. You can upload one that you've written manually if you've written one on Word or Pages, or you've got a really cool digital version that someone's put together for you. You can upload that and use it, or alternatively, you can hit this little button here And hopefully you'll have filled in all the really useful information that Gemma just gave you, making sure that it's kind of full of everything it possibly could be around kind of why you're relevant for roles and the experience and skill sets you offer. If you hit create from profile, you can create a job title. So my job title is principal. Click apply. Oh, here we go, principal. Click apply, and it has automatically populated a CV for me, which has my experience, my current role. This is literally just copied and pasted everything that Gemma explained. You will have auto filled in your profile. So this is my summary, my title, etc. You can download it as a PDF, so you can use it if you're applying for jobs that aren't on LinkedIn. You can use it, share it with friends, family, with contacts, whatever it is. And it will also be automatically saved into your LinkedIn. So if we go back into the jobs profile, I now have my CV saved on LinkedIn. There are other really useful things. So interview prep. One of the kind of best parts about the prep on LinkedIn is these questions down here. These 26 questions are the 26 most asked questions in interviews at an entry level or at a kind of associate level. So I think big piece of advice from us would be, once you do get to the point where you're applying for jobs and you're maybe getting interviews or you're being asked to fill in a questionnaire, do have a look at these questions and have answers ready for them, because it's a really useful, easy access, all in one place kind of tool to have. So that's your interview prep, your resume builder. There is also some, they brought in a lot of kind of, like there's a YouTube plugin, for instance, on LinkedIn, where in your job seeker guidance, there's lots of videos and other kind of bits of helpful content. You can also do something called demonstrate skills. So LinkedIn will let you complete kind of quizzes and questionnaires. And if we click into it, it will let you kind of take a quiz here that will award you with a badge or like a certificate on LinkedIn. And that is almost like having someone recommend you or having someone endorse you for a skill set on LinkedIn. It's almost like your skills been verified by a third party. Some recruiters will look for that at an entry level as a kind of evidence-based kind of, I guess, like a way of taking a reference when maybe you've not got experience in that industry. It's a kind of verified way of saying, actually, I can use Word, I can use Excel, I do know about networking. And I think you only have to score in the top 30% as well to actually be awarded the certificate. So it's quite a good way to kind of confirm your skill set. So I'm going to hold fire on the job alerts, because what we'll do is we'll search for a job and then I'll show you how to set up an alert. So let's say we want to search for a retail job in the UK, any location. I've kind of pre-populated one here. So I would search in the toolbar up here, retail. You can see that there are 20,783 entry level or internship level retail roles that are open and being advertised on LinkedIn. You can scroll down, you can obviously filter it more narrowly by location if you want to. One of the options on location is, or you can, in fact, you can see it here, on-site, remote, hybrid, if you have a preference. So you can have a look through all of these. I think there's a few kind of interesting looking ones here. Let's just pick this one, sales associate in Canary Wharf. This is a really good kind of overarching intel on the business. It will tell you the kind of industry they operate in, the size of the business. One really useful tool, if you've done your kind of networking piece, if you've connected and followed lots of people, this little bit of information here, and I obviously don't know anyone that's worked at Coach before, but this bar here will also tell you if you've got any mutual contacts, if there's anyone from your school or anyone from your university, your college, maybe a job you've had before, who now works at Coach as well. So that might well give you somebody where you might be able to say, oh, that person in the year above me at school, he now works at Coach. I might actually reach out to him and ask if they're hiring and see if I can get a slightly warmer introduction to the role, or even just learn a little bit more about what the role involves. So this toolbar is quite useful as well. I'm just going to have a quick look and see No, I don't know anyone from Kate Spade either. It's really unhelpful as I've never done retail as a sector. But the idea is you'll get the job description, you'll get the requirements for the role, you'll get all sorts of information on the actual business themselves as well. And if you want to apply, you literally can just click the apply button and it will ask you here if this is the profile you want to apply with. I mean, I've applied for jobs for my sister, etc. before, so it will just verify. You'll hit continue, and it will ask you if you want to submit the CV that's on file. If you've got more than one CV on file, the LinkedIn one and another one, just make sure you obviously upload the right one, and it will. I'm not going to do it because otherwise I'll end up applying to this role. But it will take you through, it will ask you to confirm your details, ask you if you want to submit any additional materials or kind of evidence in support of that, and it will take you through. And I think you can make a job application in LinkedIn if it's set up with a premium, if the business is set up with a premium recruiter account, in less than a minute. So as much as we never recommend the kind of spray and pray approach to applying to jobs, LinkedIn has done it deliberately so that you can do it quickly and you can do it efficiently. And the final piece I'll just mention about on jobs is you can do something here called set alert. So if you say, okay, I 100% want a retail job, there's maybe one role here that's right, but otherwise there's not many. What you can do is click set alert. This will now come up and say alert that there's an alert on, and if you click this little tab down here, manage alerts, you can manage the frequency in which you're notified and the type of. In fact, here we go, let me bring this up. Is it gonna work? There we go. So I can edit my search parameters. I can delete it if I suddenly change my mind or if I get a job. I can click this as well, where you will then be emailed and notified through your notification tabs on LinkedIn when there are jobs that they recommend. So that's your kind of overarching kind of job alerts piece. And then if you click into this bit of the toolbar, job alerts, you'll have a list of all of the different job alerts that you've got on as well. If you click edit, you can say, I want them weekly, I want them daily, I want them by email notification, etc. So it is a really useful tool. I think I'd say be careful with job alerts. Don't set up 2, 3, 4 for daily notifications, because there, as you can see, there's already kind of 21,000 jobs in retail on LinkedIn, and you will be inundated with notifications. But have a go, try it out, try the different frequencies, different kind of search parameters, and yeah, and hopefully that will be there'll be kind of plenty of job opportunities on LinkedIn as a platform.